What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Camps channel. Today I got a brand new FPV plane from ZOHD. ZOHD is back, you guys. I'm so excited about that. This company, if you're new to this channel, if you've never seen a ZOHD plane before, this company makes probably some of the most fun plug-and-play type of FPV planes out there for the past 5 or 6 years, maybe even longer now on the channel. Today I'm flying a 4S 7000 pack up in here. It's all the way forward, and I'm expecting that you could get around 30 minutes flight time with it. It's got a spot for flight controller in the back here. It has a removable hatch on the back. It has 9-pin servo attachments in there as well, and it also has some really nice FPV attachments as well for 2 extra spots of FPV system. If you don't want to add a flight controller, you can just plug something in there. It also has 9-gram digital servos, and this is kind of Justin from the future here for this intro because I've already flown it. I had my maiden in this video, and that's what we're going to do today in this video. We're going to fly this together for the first time with my Radio Master Boxer, set up inside the Boxer with a little V-tail mix on here for elevator and rudder. And we also have already pre-installed 9-gram servos, like I mentioned before. It has a detachable wing, carbon fiber tail rod here. The servos are already inside the back side of the plane as well, and a spot for GPS. And you can run a variety of FPV cameras in here, including any of the analog cameras, the HD cameras, or walk snail, or whatever you want to put in there. It will also hold a GoPro in the front as well. So it'll tote a GoPro. It's about around a 50 some odd inch wingspan on this one. And it just looks super cool, and it's a twin. So yeah, I'm excited. Another twin on the channel. That means that we can cover more ground quicker and have a little more speed for a long-range type of portable RC plane. But I've been excited about this one since it came out because I've been missing ZOHD airplanes, and I'm very happy that this plane is coming out, and it's around $150 for the PMP version. I think the kit version is around $100. You can add your own electronics. So without further ado, let's go ahead and fire it up, and let's give it a toss, and I'll do some line of sight for you, as well as some onboard footage with an Insta360 camera on top. Should be a lot of fun. All right, guys, welcome to the flight test. This is going to be my maiden of this plane, so hopefully everything goes good. I have a 4S Lion pack. It's a 7,000 milliamp. They do recommend from 4S 5,000. Yeah, and in my case, I'm doing 7,000, so we'll see how that goes today. Hopefully everything is going to go as planned. I have some ELRS on here as well. I've already got the mixing set up inside my Radio Master Boxer. That's what I'm going to fly it on today. And hopefully we can get some onboard footage as well. And hopefully it doesn't crash on takeoff. But you know, that's always a thing, or can be a thing. So we're going to pray that it doesn't do that. We're going to do a surface check real quick. Up, down, left, right there, good. And in the back as well. Set up for the V-tail. I'm going to check my throttle. Want to make sure it pulls. Feels like it's going to pull. And what's cool about this plane is it's pretty portable. It comes apart, has really nice servo connections here in the wing. I'm going to show you a little bit in this video as well. And it's just really easy to take apart. If you get the PMP version, you can add your own receiver to this and fly whatever you want, really. I'm going to go ahead and start our onboard camera here. And I have a little bit of expo in here as well. If you guys are wondering, I have 35% expo in my surfaces here. So I'm going to go ahead and throttle up, toss it into the wind. Oh, wow. It actually feels like it has stabilization in it from that takeoff. It's really hard to judge the distance between that tree and this plane. Wow, it's flying really good. I haven't trimmed anything out. I just left everything the way it is. You know, one thing about flying like a twin plane is that it is a lot faster, even on a Lion, than that single prop plane. And you know, I have a lot of weight up front. I did CG it in the house before I came out here today for my maiden. But man, that's cool. And you know, I'm also flying it off of one of the Radio Master I believe it was the EC5, and that's pretty much an RC car 4-channel type of receiver. And you know, just it goes to show you that you can fly RC airplanes off those. Really nice flight test. You know, I would definitely probably put a DJI 03 on this plane for sure. Nice little flight controller action would be nice. And it's, you know, it's been a while since I've had a line of sight flight test. This is kind of fun. Wow, this thing is zippy. There is a bird of prey above us, kind of just hovering up there and checking out this plane. We've got another one on my right. So I've got 2 bird of prey up there right above the plane, wondering what that thing is. Man, it's really zippy. You know, it makes me want to do a barrel roll. Yeah, I mean, and this is, you know, this is even with 35% expo in there. So I also have my travel set to about 80 on my servos, if you're wondering, if you're flying Radio Master. And those are some pretty low kV motors. And I feel like it has a stall, a pretty low stall rate, but in some of my tighter turns, I definitely need to keep that throttle up. I'm just gonna try a barrel roll. What the heck? There we go. There's a barrel roll. Hopefully my Insta360 is still on board. That would suck if I throw that to the ground, but I did put some extra tape on it. And that's about half throttle right there. That was half throttle. I'm so glad to see that ZOHD is back to making some planes, because, you know, 5-6 years ago, ZOHD was doing so many releases. Still loop. Awesome. Okay, it'll loop and roll. It seems to be really aerobatic. But back to what I was saying about ZOHD. They used to be, I believe they still are, you know, one of the #1 FPV plane manufacturers out there, making some kits for us, some bind and fly. It's just so cool to see this plane come out. And ZOHD seems like they're back in the game, which is really cool. Listen to that thing. It's smooth and quiet. That is so awesome. And you know, this is a really nice break from flying quads. Like, if you've never flown an RC airplane before, you should definitely get into that if you're already flying some FPV quads. I feel like they're easier, less hassle. One thing though is you have to deal with servos. And for the guys that are experienced, I have to say that when I plugged in this plane and I moved the servos for the first time, I could tell that they felt like quality servos. They didn't, it felt, almost feel like a digital servo. Really smooth. Man, I just want to fly this thing like an aerobatic 3D plane. But you know, the thing is this is flying a Li-ion, and I really don't want a Li-ion battery. I really don't want to push it too hard, you know what I mean? Because Li-ions don't like high amp draw. God, this thing is fun to fly line of sight though. Look at that thing whipping through there, just like a rocket. I'm half throttle right there. It's just, it's so fast on twin. You know, you could really send this thing up into the mountains. Look at that, that's a little over half throttle there. Tight turn. Comes straight at the tower right here. Man, it reminds me of some of those pylon planes that we used to fly back in the day on Nitro. It's zippy. So yeah, I can see this thing out on the Oregon coast. If you live over in the UK, you can get out on the cliffs with this thing and fly up and down the beach with some FPV. That would be a freaking ball. Because you'll cover some miles with this plane with some twin engines on the front. That's the thing about this plane. It's small, portable. It has twin on there. It seems to be pretty efficient. I'm almost certain that with a 4S 7000, you could probably pull. You could definitely probably pull 30-minute flight time. 20 to 30 minutes, I think. My God, I love how smooth it is. Come on. I get really excited about planes. I have a bunch of new planes to review for you guys too from FMS. There's that bird of prey up there just hanging out above me again, just checking this plane out. So I'm super excited. We have a lot of planes for spring coming in. There's a lot of new releases. I've got some super cool like fat tire style planes. Got some float plane action. One plane I got called the Kingfisher. It has like floats, skis, and wheels, extra large wheels, all in one box. It's pretty cool. Man, that bird of prey is so close right now. It's right over top of my head. Holy crap. Holy crap. You guys see that? You guys see that? Just loitering over my head. I feel like it's gonna attack me. You know, he's saying like, this is my territory. I'm not gonna chase him or fly near him or anything like some people do on YouTube. I'm gonna let him live and let live, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna mess with him. This is his territory, not mine. It's kind of like being in the ocean with sharks. Look at that. That is awesome. God, I love this plane. So here's the other thing that, you know, sometimes these planes will have like tail waggle in the low speed in a tight turn. And I may have seen a little bit of tail waggle. I'm gonna go ahead and try to attempt to land this thing, and we can talk about it a little more. This thing is fun. I really don't want to hit that big tree out there. It's really hard to see the distance between the planes. So I'm gonna back up a little bit, and I really, you know, this thing is a twin. It's got those big props, those Gem Fan props. I got more of them, but I really don't want to break those props. So I'm gonna try to land it in the tall grass. So if you find a field somewhere, ooh, she almost stalled out. There's a lot of turbulence down low to the ground. If you find a field that has like tall grass, I mean something with like 2 to 3 feet high, like kind of like you see in front of me right here, that's a great place to fly a plane and do a flight test. If you're doing a maiden, it's almost like scooching around. I'm just searching for my spot here, so I'm gonna go ahead and I almost crabbed just then. I'm gonna go ahead and make another approach. I'm gonna come from my left, try not to hit this tree here. I'm gonna bleed off a little bit of speed here. I'm trying not to hit some of this debris stuff right here. Get over that stuff. Oh baby, oh, a little bit of cartwheel and threw the camera off, but it's right here in front of me. Sorry about the wind, folks. A little bit of wind today. You know, when I pulled up, I was worried about that. Oh, the camera's still recording. That's awesome. All right, so let's go ahead back to the bench now. Let's give some final comments on this awesome ZOHD Altus. Let's go. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and let's give some final thoughts on the Altus. It's a weird name, right? One of the things that you want to get right with this plane, I guess, you know, some advice for setting it up is making sure that your CG is right before you come out to fly. I tried a variety of different batteries on there, and this information will be great for guys out there looking for what battery to fly with it. Now, I tried one of my 3S2200 batteries. It's kind of a standard park flyer size battery. E-Flight makes them, Hobby King and a bunch of other companies, but the 2200 battery, as far forward as I could get it, wouldn't work out. It won't fly a 4S 1300 because it'll be tail heavy. So both those batteries were tail heavy. You can fly something like a 4S 4000 pack, but it was a little bit wide for slamming in the front here. So that's one of the things. If you get a slimmer battery for this plane, the better. 4000 milliamp and higher. And you know, I was able to get my 7000 in here, which is great. And it has an XT60 here. It's not even unplugged yet. I'm sitting here talking with the live plane. But I was also impressed with the connectors on the wing and how easy those snap into place. There's a carbon spar that also is in there as well. And you have 2 pins on the inside that have to be unscrewed before you can take the wing off. But you pull this off right here, and once I pull this pin out, That's the nice thing about it. It has 2 locking pins on the inside of the fuselage, so it's not going to like come apart midair. I've flown so many RC airplanes where the wings just flew off. And a lot of times you'll see me flying my FPV planes with packing tape holding the seam of the wings. It does come with a set of, I believe, 4 black stickers, and that's what I believe those are for. So I'm just pull this out, get this off here for you, and if you're trying to transport it or just store it somewhere, that's quick as the wing comes off. Really nice. And you can see this 9-pin connector here. Man, the wind's really whipping today. But I noticed that this version of this, it looks like better quality than what I've seen before. Looks like really thick plastic, 2 much larger positive negative pins and the signal pins in the middle. And it just plugs in really easily, which is nice. It's not fiddly. Like some of the FPV planes out there with these type of connectors, they're a little bit small and fiddly. So this just, bam, it's like ZOHD really knows what they're doing. Plenty of room in here, again, for adding a flight controller if you want to. There's a nice big flat spot. There is no holes through there for, mounting stuff down. You've got this GPS module spot up here, and there's a hole underneath there for running the wires down. And I didn't even put any Velcro in here in the battery bay, but this strap right here will accommodate something like maybe a 4S, 5000, 6000, and 7000. And I would recommend running a Lion pack on there. The ZOHD 7000 milliamp Lion pack has done me right for a lot of my FPV planes. You've already got magnets on this part, and that goes on the back. This one here goes on the front. And the front nose cone is removable as well. It comes with like 3 different setups for the front end, but you can see there's already a hole there for a GoPro. So if you want to slide your GoPro in the front right here and have your FPV camera up top on some type of mounting system, or if you want to do head tracking or something like that, you can do that as well. And yeah, there's a few different attachments that come with it, but that's pretty cool that the spot here for the DJI 03 or any other FPV camera is already set up, and bam, it pops on. And some of you guys that are already doing this, you already know how to trim out the front and make your camera fit, but I'm happy. It's the Altus, and if you like RC airplane reviews, you should definitely stick around on the channel because we got some awesome ones coming up, again, from FMS. But yeah, $150, add your own receiver and a battery, and just go out and fly it line of sight first. Test it out line of sight, and then throw some FPV gear in here. Once you get all your controls worked out, just fly it manual if you want to. And if you want to go crazy, add a flight controller and GPS on here, whatever you want to do. And again, I don't get paid to make these reviews. I'm not forcing you guys to click an affiliate link, but if you love the channel and you love my efforts for the content, that's awesome. I'll have a few different links in this video description where you can check one of these out. And again, you don't have to buy it. Totally up to you. But this is a fun little plane. So I will see you on the next one, guys. Take care.